Hey peons, it's David from Sunward Hobbies. You know, I'm kind of a big deal, which means you gotta do some big deal things. Like unboxing model kits of cars that only the rich and famous can afford. Now I don't know about you, but my time is money. So let's not waste any of it and get right into our unboxing of Revell's brand new Corvette C8 Coupe in 1/25th scale. Here we have our beauty in the standard Revell packaging, which of course means it's still the annoying side opening box, but I guess it's Revell's trademark and they're not parting with it anytime soon. Now you may not know about this, but yours truly was contacted by Revell and they asked if they could use my likeness on this box. See? That's clearly me. Now while I was cutting the bags, I remembered that this is technically a rebox of this kit, which Revell released earlier this year. So it is technically a rebox, but they both came out in 2024. Which was the date of the new tooling, so I'm not going to criticize them for that. And there are some minor differences, like with the roof. Anyway, back to the kit at hand. First sprue here we got is the entire bottom surface of the car. Detail is okay. These would have to be like the housings for each wheel. Next here is parts for what looks like the grille, the brake pads, and the this looks like sidewalls for each door. So the car has very sharp features all throughout. This would have to be the backs of each seat, and some engine parts, doors, and the main area where the interior of the car, let's call it that. Next is the tire rims and some more what look like engine parts and the dashboard. Some accessories like windshield wipers. I believe that's the spoiler. Yeah, just basically odds and ends. And this would be more odds and ends. Looks like some more engine parts. So far detail looks okay for 2024. And then the last parts we've got here are the clear parts. With a car, it's very easy to deduce what these are. They're just windows and headlights. And much of the same on this sprue. Alright, instructions are next. Oh, but first, decals. So it looks like you've got many options for license plates, all of whom, or no, most of them are EU. You got one Swiss and one American from Hawaii, because people from all these countries are the only ones that can afford this car. Now for the instructions. So your paint map, all in Revell colors. The parts map. And we begin construction, starting with the engine. And there do look to be quite a few parts to this. So after the engine, you move on to the brake pads and suspension, which eventually go onto the bottom half of the car. And then once the engine is assembled, it goes into the rear of the car. And the reason that most sports cars do this is that most of them are rear-wheel drive. And if you have the engine in the back of the car on top of the wheels that are turning, then it basically improves performance. And you know what? Maybe it's better if I show you in an unnecessary demonstration. Okay, where was I? Right. So the engine goes on and some accessories on top of that. Then you put the two seats together. Being that it's a sports car, there are only two seats. Then you start working on the dashboard. And one thing I didn't point out when I was looking at the parts was that you do have the option of making this a British or a rest of the world car. Either putting the steering wheel on the left or the right side. And they basically show you how everything goes on for each alignment. And that also goes for the doors, but that's mostly in regards to decals. I didn't know this, but even the windshield wipers are on opposite sides. So that's almost like building a whole new car if you choose the British alignment. And then they say for you to start painting the body at this time, but that's all your preference. I don't know if they're actually air intakes, but those little air scoops on the sides go in next. And the thing where the mirrors flip out, that goes on the ceiling of the car body. And then you're putting in the interior, attaching it to the roof. And then the body goes on top of the bottom half. And you paint the lights and then place those on the front and rear ends of the car. Then the whole rear bumper goes on. The grille is next. And then the windows, the rear view mirrors, and tires. And then you have the option at the end to display the engine by lifting the rear hood up or just gluing it down. And that ends assembly, and you basically just paint the car whatever color you want. And that is Revell's new Corvette C8 Coupe. In conclusion, it's okay. I mean, it's Revell, so what more do you expect? But you can judge for yourself and pick one up at Sunset Hobbies, in-store or online. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some more big deal stuff to take care of. So until the next one, so long, suckers.